figure fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Power of the Primes Legend Class Windcharger. Another one of the mini bots utilized by Hasbro's new larger scale Legends figures, which in my opinion really does suit those mini bots perfectly, and I love the fact that they're utilizing this class to bring a lot of these characters to us. For the package, you got that really nice open window that fully showcases Windcharger. You got that nice art of him there. It's also on the side here. Then you got a little image of his sports car mode, I guess. He does come with the collector card, which will have that more full artwork there. On the back, you can see that he does have a crossplay pattern with the Prime Masters, much like the Titan Masters did with the Legend figures and such. In this case, they have Vector Prime, which he's a time traveler, and you can see that he can actually sit inside of them, which is great. And because the Prime Masters are the same size as the Titan Masters, that would work as well. And then you have a little bit of a read-up that says that he's an Autobot warrior that wields an electromagnetic power. And then, of course, you got images in his robot in vehicle mode. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Windcharger open up out of its packaging, and obviously in his sorta Trans Am mode. And again, an absolute wonderful looking representation of a more G1 style updated looking Windcharger. This is a great figure. Again, kind of has that, I guess, Trans Am sort of look that he had. You got a nice Autobot logo there. I love how it's off-centered, much like the original was. You got some nice paint detail on the back, giving his rear window. I like the little opening right up here at the top, much like one of those original Trans Ams that had the T-tops. Absolutely terrific. You even got some, you got some nice silver there, but you even got some nice silver painted on the back. His taillights kind of get just lost in the paint, but I do like that you have some silver on there. One thing that does kind of stand out is you have the little silver pin going right in there. You have nothing in the back. It's not a deal breaker or anything. I guess, this is just tabbed in there. These are actually pinned in. I don't think there's really anything that they could have done to fix that other than maybe put a little silver paint right there, but overall pretty decent. I did forget this. He does come with this collector card where you can see a full image of that art. You got Windcharger, Power of the Primes, the logo there that you come around, and it's Quintus, which I'm not sure who Quintus is other than maybe like the Quintessence or something. I don't know. I don't remember Quintus being one of the 13 primes, but it says Quintus Windcharger, when they combine, it accelerates evolution to create advanced life. So you do have that. Now, one thing that I do think is a little, he still has the same functionality as a lot of these Legend figures that incorporate like the Titan Masters and obviously the Prime Masters, and they can't fit in there, but you have to open it up like that to access the seat. I don't like that really that much. So you just take that and you put him in there, kind of wedge him down in. Maybe I got to put his arms up, because that was not having an easy way of going in there. Maybe. Yeah, alright, so you gotta have his arms up like he's driving a steering wheel. So you do still have that same functionality, but then, so you can't have him drive him, and you can actually kind of see him through the very smoky front windshield. But I don't like how that opens. At least with a Beachcomber, it was a little bit more, I guess, user-friendly, and it didn't really require you to kind of half transform them, but you can still do it. So for a size comparison, because I have Beachcomber out here, you can see that Beachcomber is probably a little bit bigger as a dune buggy than a car should be. Again, it's not bad. You kind of have to suspend disbelief with all these mini bots because they're either ridiculously oversized or undersized, as the case with like Power Glide. But there you have the sizes, and I don't think it's terrible. First transformation, though, again, you're going to do this. If you had a Prime Master or a Titan Master, then go ahead, take him out, split these legs, and then take these back sections here, and these are going to fold up and around. Just like that, come around to the back of them, take this, or well, at the bottom, take this section here, hinge this back and down like so. Then you can take his arms. These are going to hinge down like that. Now you can leave them up like that, creating a more straight and then up look, or you can bring them all the way down, which brings his arms a little bit lower. It's personal preference, really. And then you have to take this whole head and I don't even know what, just like neck area, and then hinge that back and down. Take this, you're going to then bring this in, and this little tab right here is going to slide into his butt. So lock that in just like so. And there you have him. And again, if you leave the arms up, it gives him a little bit higher of a shoulder kind of thing, but I think leaving them down more gives him a little bit more of that kind of mini bot squat kind of look. But when you're done, there you have Windcharger. It is really an accurate and cool looking robot mode. And again, another terrific looking representation of a G1 character, really nicely recreating the G1 look, even here in his robot mode. This guy really did turn out great. Now, I do think that he's probably, I don't want to say the weakest, because all three of them, well, all three of the new figures in this new Legends wave are terrific figures. You're once again looking at like a 1A, a 1B, and a 1C when I'm talking about Beachcomber, Windcharger, and then Slash. I think where someone like Beachcomber and Slash do a little bit better, I mean, although Slash has a little bit extra, we'll cover that later on, but I do think that Beachcomber is the best of them, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's got a little less articulation than Beachcomber. He's got a little bit more extra junk hanging off of him, like the little window sections. That's not a deal breaker, and again, I mean, it's a Legend class figure, so it's not nearly as bad, but when you just take into consideration how Beachcomber has been done, there really is a definite, well, I mean, I was saying that 1A, 1B, and 1C. I really am going to say that I think that Beachcomber is the best, and then Windcharger and Slash are like 1A and 1B. Because this is just about a perfect figure, and there's really not much that's wrong with them. The only thing that I would really say with this guy is, like I said, he has a few less articulation points, and he's got a little bit of extra stuff hanging off, which again, it's not a deal breaker. It's just keeps him a little bit further away from being a perfect figure. And then setting him there, bringing in some of these other little guys. Here he is with the Titans Return Bumblebee in Combiner Wars Power Glide. So again, you can see really nice size for these Legend mini bots. For Windcharger's articulation, the head is on a swivel, so you can get that going all the way around if you so desire. The shoulders here are on ball joints. You also do have the hinge as part of the transformation, but you can also use the ball joint to hinge him out. He does have ball joints here at the elbow, so all of that stuff is basically the same as Beachcomber. Neither one of them have a waist joint, so I'm not really going to knock that, but this is where things get slightly different. You do have a ball joint here for the hip area, which is what Beachcomber had, but then he doesn't have, and I mean, Windcharger here doesn't have a thigh swivel or anything. Beachcomber actually had that, and then you do just have a hinge here for the ankles, which is the same as Beachcomber, but like I said, he is missing those little bits of articulation. So as I talked about, a good figure, but lacking a little bit of the articulation that Beachcomber had, which is why Beachcomber gets a little bit higher of a score for me. But I still really do like this guy. He's very clean. The back compresses very nicely. I like how these bits come up here and form the back of his leg, which kind of fills things in. So, I mean, it works. I love the little Autobot logo, the nice black section right here, which, if I remember right, that's what kind of emanated his force field thing. The head design is perfect, exactly how Windcharger should look. Got some nice paint on there. The whole body here also looks like it's painted, which it's hard to tell, honestly, if it's... I think that is painted, to be honest. It kind of looks like it might be. I don't know. But overall, really fun. Just a little shy of being as perfect as Beachcomber. Now, to transform him back, what we're going to do, come around here to this back section, detach this and hinge that out just like that. And then you want to take this whole bit here, fold that forward. It's a little bit tricky. You have to hinge this up, which lifts his head up a little bit. But keep this piece out because you need to then collapse these arms up. And they are little tiny on the inside here. You have a little round post that tabs in on the inside of his forearm. So bring that up and kind of feel around to lock that into place. And then you can take and make sure that that's fairly straight. And then take this whole section here and fold that forward just like that. Come around here to the legs, fold these little bits out. You can then connect the points right there and then spin that whole section around. Bring that down and in, and there you have Windcharger back in his vehicle mode. But again, another really fun figure. Vehicle mode, robot mode, transformation all work very, very nicely and do a great job of recreating and paying homage to that original G1 Windcharger in terms of a cartoon as well as a toy. The only real negative that I would say about the figure is that he doesn't have a thigh swivel, which by no stretch of the imagination is a deal breaker. It's just a little bit disappointing because they were able to get it in Beachcomber. I really don't know why they couldn't have done it here, but it still results in a great looking toy. I love what they're doing with these new Legend figures. The scale really does work perfectly for mini bots. So all that being said, if Windcharger is a figure that you'd like to add to your collection, he is available right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do for that is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus, asking that if you like this video to please let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. It really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would absolutely appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, welcome, and be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you'll get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you'll never miss out on a future review of mine. Or hey, if you're already subscribed, do me a real quick favor and double check your settings to make sure that they're set so that you get those email notifications. To do that, all you have to do is click on that little bell right below this video. We all know just how unreliable that YouTube subscription box is, and making sure that you get those email notifications is the best way to make sure that you never miss out on a future review of mine. And as always, until next time, till all are one.